I really love your perspective on investing in yourself in a long-term way and maintaining the patience. I think the challenge with that is it becomes like a bigger project mentally, at least when I think about it, right? I'm like, okay, this is now a really big thing if I'm thinking about an indefinite period of time, the rest of my life. So how do you go about managing that in a way so that you can move forward day to day?
Last part, pin that day to day. Stop thinking about it as your life. You know what I mean? You don't know how long you have on this planet at all. At any given day, you could go. Um, and for me, I look at that as permission to fully go after what I want to do every single day. And I think I don't want to say that and have it like conflated to meaning like, okay, every day I have to grind. It means waking up every day and being honest and how much you can put towards something and how much rest you need and how much external stimulation, be it friends or shows or going out to eat, whatever. It's looking at every day as a new day, another opportunity to work towards an overarching goal. But it's not to like burn yourself out driving towards the thing every day. That's not like it's all everything is in the interest of sustainability and longevity, including, the quest towards longevity has to be sustainable to your mental health, to your physical health. It can't be at the detriment of your relationships, of all these things. You have to be able to look at it and say, okay, slow and steady in everything I'm doing, be honest with what I'm feeling and execute on that and not execute on keeping up with what somebody else is doing. That doesn't matter.
How do you think about success on a day-to-day basis?
It's a moving target. Success is what you deem it to be. And that can change every day. That can change all the time. So again, it's back to thinking of everything as true or false. So what I deem as successful today might not be the same thing that's successful tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like I could wake up today and have a life altering experience that completely upends everything that I'm doing. Somebody could pass away, or I can move to another state, and that completely upends everything I'm doing. Now, if I look at success as something that is immutable and that stands still, then at that point, I can fail at any point. You know what I mean? Like I could immediately fail. Like success is this, and anything that's not this is failure. But when you look at it day to day and say, okay, as long as I'm honest to what I'm feeling, I'm successful in what I'm doing. Then you open up the gray area for what different measures of success can be. Success can be as easy as I woke up this morning and I am not dead and everything still works. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like there's different levels to success.
absolutely. Is it something that you consciously define on an ongoing basis?
I wouldn't say consciously, but I do think I check in every now and then to think about what success is to me, especially when I'm up against it. You know what I mean? When I start feeling like I'm failing, then I check in to see, like, okay, well, why do I feel like I'm failing? What is making me feel like I'm failing? Let's take inventory of these feelings and understand what's making me feel like failing and try and address what I'm measuring as success. So, like, if I put out a piece of content and it doesn't do numbers like I wanted it to, and I'm feeling like, damn, what a waste of time. I failed. I should be able to look at that introspectively and say, okay, I didn't fail. I had an idea. I wanted to do it. I executed it to the highest of my ability. I put it out there. There's any number of reasons why I didn't do the numbers that I thought it did. I've learned already. That's success to me. If I can learn, then I've succeeded.
So this also links to something that we've talked about before, which is sort of that need to bring like a level of objectivity and like distance to how you evaluate things. So can you speak
Mhm.
a little bit more about that? Like how did you develop that for yourself and understand? Because it's also linked in a way to what we were talking about in terms of being able to encourage yourself. Because if you can parse that out and see it, you can see it more on an events-based way and not get caught up in I don't know, things that can spiral you out, with negative self-talk or discouragement or opinions of other people.
Experience is the best teacher in all things. So I think as I progressed and went further and further with things, I started getting an increased perspective and understanding of things. So, for example, when I first started out, a lot of the things that made me feel bad was like reaching out to people that I was a fan of and not getting a response back. I'd be like, what the hell? Like, I sent a message. You should have seen that. I saw you tweet something. You should have seen that. Or like, any number of different reasons that I could have been pissed off at that person. But as things progress and I get busier and I get more involved in different facets of doing this artistic journey, this career, or whatever you might call it, I start to look at it and be like, oh, well, maybe they're just overwhelmed at their phone. I'm overwhelmed at my phone all the time. I'll see a text message and be like, oh, no, not today. I'm doing 20 other things right now. I got to go back to that when my brain is ready to handle that. So I think there's the golden rule that always guides everything, and it should. It's like elementary, but people lose it as they go through, and it's treat others how you'd like to be treated. So I know that if I'm feeling overwhelmed with communications and I'm not, like I missed an email or I didn't respond in a timely manner, I don't want to be that person to somebody else that's hounding them saying like, yo, why didn't you look at this? What if their family member died? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's on the other end of that screen. So I look at all of that and I let it color how I move throughout everything. I trust people based on intention, which means it takes me a little bit longer to trust people. You get what I mean? Like, I can't just immediately assume that you're a trustworthy person. I see it in action. I see how you move in action, and then I can say, okay, now when I do something and they rub me the wrong way, or now when they do something and they rub me the wrong way with what they did, I can look at it from a point of I don't know this person to be any more than what they've shown me to be. So this is outside of that. So maybe something's wrong. Let me give them the benefit of the doubt because something might be off. If they do it again, then I can say, nah, okay, there's something off about you. It's not something wrong in your life. There's just something that's not clicking between me and you. And then even with that, I can look at that and say, that's a you problem. That's personal. I didn't do anything to you. I'm not trying to hurt you. So if you're coming at me left, even though I was coming at you right, I can't really take that personal.
I want to talk a little bit about how you apply that same kind of level of objectivity to content and all of this stuff, because you're very active and post a lot of engaging content on social media, and you post a variety of different things in terms of what each kind of piece of content may contain. And let's say you post something and it doesn't perform as well, and maybe it's something that you're more excited about than usual and it doesn't perform as well, and how you deal with that and what it looks like.
Remind myself of why I was excited about it. There's plenty of shit that I've done where I was like, man, this is gonna kill it. And it did nothing. You know what I mean? Like even songs I've written where I'm like, yo, that one, I love it so much. It's gonna do so much work. And I put it out and people are like, I skipped that one. I don't really care for that one. This other one that you spent 5 minutes on is fire. So I need to remind myself in those moments that I was excited about that. That doesn't mean everybody else is going to be excited about it, but I was.